I, 27F, struggle with my husband, 32M, not wanting to help us financially. Hello Reddit community. I'm 27F, struggling to find a way to express my situation, but I really need some advice. I know my husband, 32M, sometimes browses Reddit, so I'll try to share just enough details for you to understand my issues. My husband and I have been together for almost 10 years, with the last 2 years spent living together. We have a child together, and recently, we've been facing serious financial difficulties. When our baby was 3 months old, I had to return to work because we couldn't make ends meet. It was incredibly hard for me, not only because I dislike my job, but also because I had to leave such a small baby behind, which was terrifying. My husband, however, doesn't work. He relies on social benefits that is just enough to cover our main bills, but he refuses to get a job, claiming that the extra income wouldn't make much of a difference. Even if that were true, I believe he would still benefit from financial extras, such as getting back taxes, vacation pay, and the 13th paycheck here where we live. This is a lot of money and could help us pay off our debts, but he doesn't seem to care. I am sure that we'd be more secured if he would work full-time. I take example from the men in our families. At home, my husband doesn't do much to help. In fact, he does almost nothing. He spends the day in bed or behind the PC, and our child isn't fed or dressed until I get home from work. I work part-time, nor is the house cleaned. He attributes his behavior to his mother's recent passing, but honestly, he has been like this even before that. I believe he may have mental health issues, which he refuses to address, or perhaps he just isn't ready to deal with them. And I feel like he thinks he finally has a justified reason to be depressed in bed, and that no one has the right to take it away from him since his mother passed away, and he has the right to grieve. I'm also dealing with emotional abuse. He becomes very aggressive towards me, especially if I don't give him the response he wants. He says I do not care about his mother passing because I always talk only about money, which isn't true. All I ask from him is to take care of us properly. He yells at me, belittles me, and calls me degrading names like dog and **t. He calls me a bad wife because I'm trying to solve our financial problems with him, even though I'm doing my best to keep everything afloat. He tells me that he needs more time to grieve before he can focus on solving our problems. And in the meantime, I have to do it all by myself, which I have been doing since the very beginning anyways. Some days when we have paid everything, I struggle to feed our child because all the money went to our bills and it hurts me deeply. We have to borrow money then, and that feels wrong. He claims it is totally fine to do that, to borrow money from family. But in my opinion, we should be perfectly capable of taking care of ourselves. He is healthy and strong. I'd be willing to work more hours, but I don't trust him to take care of our child for whole day. Although he loves her, he is not a good caregiver. He admits that his issues stem from his parents splitting up and not caring for him properly, but I feel like he manipulated me when I was younger and promised a life that he never intended to provide. I put my studies aside so he could finish his, but that never happened either. Things have gotten to the point where I can't stand being in the same room with him. I'm afraid of him, and it's affecting my mental health and our family life. I feel like he has conditioned me to doubt myself and my choices, and I'm left wondering whether I should stay or leave. So, my question is, should I leave him and start over on my own? I could move back in with my parents, continue working, and finish my studies. But I feel guilty about leaving him, as I doubt he would be able to take care of himself in his current state. As I am rereading what I wrote, the answer seems kinda obvious, but I think you guys know it is more complicated than that. I would really appreciate any advice or thoughts you can share. TLDR. I am in a difficult situation with my husband. We've been together for almost 10 years, and recently, our financial problems have worsened. I work part-time while caring for our baby, but my husband doesn't work and refuses to help at home. He spends most of his time in bed, and I feel emotionally abused by him. He calls me names, yells at me, and blames me for our problems. He has mental health issues that he won't address, and I fear leaving him alone with our child. I'm considering leaving him, moving back with my parents, and focusing on my work and studies, but I feel guilty. Should I stay or leave?